Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Look, we talked about this on Tuesday also, and we've said the wise guys are coming in on this during sharp calls. This one does scare me a little bit. Like, I think we have 3 games that we're debating between Big Balls and Foxhole, and this is one of them. Because Evan gave us all those stats the other day about this series, right? Over the last 20 years, which is basically covering Tomlin and Harbaugh's entire careers. Underdog in this series, 28, 12, and 3. When the line is 3 or more, since 2005, 21, 3, and 3. Underdog has covered 11 straight in this rivalry, 15, 1, and 1 against the spread. Okay? So when Harbaugh and Tomlin face each other, 22, 5, and 3 to the Underdog. And we've got Lamar Jackson, who has been terrible as a favorite. And we've got the Steelers, who always overperform as an underdog at home over a field goal. I betted it for, but it makes me nervous because I don't think this is the same kind of Steelers team as years past. This defense isn't nearly as good.
That's why we got to make our big balls bet of the week, Chad.
Big balls bet of the week. Pittsburgh Steelers +4 at home against the Baltimore Ravens.
This takes some cojones to make this bet here. It's like you're betting a team that you're right. They don't have, it feels like the same type of dogs on defense that we're used to. And normally I would be like, you know what? Let's just wait and see. But you were spot on giving out all these stats. And these are the reasons you just don't miss on these numbers where we're just playing the long-term game with a lot of these bets we're making. Never in my life have I probably missed this opportunity to take a Tomlin team at home in a divisional game after they lost by more than 20 points. It's too good of a number to pass on. And, you know, if the Ravens were healthier, that would probably give me more pause. The fact that they're so banged up, and we've seen in certain games that those injuries really pop up. And, you know, if this should have been maybe 3, if that hadn't worked out last week, right? If Watson had played in that game and it was a lot closer, and even if Pittsburgh gets blown out, I still couldn't have seen them making this number what it is now, which is +4. Like, that's just such a huge number in this kind of matchup. So it's interesting that we saw it get to 3.5 and then it went back up to 4, Chad. But if we're 3.5 or 4.5 in contest, I wouldn't let the 3.5 scare me off. I'd still take that number just because of your trends you backed. But no doubt, having the 4 feels a lot better. Like, grabbing the 4 now, that's such a key number. So if you can get the 4 or 4.5, obviously we want you to grab it now. But I could see this being 3.5 by kickoff. It's just, you know, the Joes versus pros. It's going to be the public. I mean, we can look in the app. I'm assuming the tickets and everything like that will be on Ravens, and all the cash is on Pittsburgh.
This is it's not equal, but this is a very public dog. 66% of the tickets on Pittsburgh, 82% of the money on Pittsburgh. And the wise guy money is coming in on Pittsburgh, because of the number and what we've seen with this rivalry for the years. But there are significant injuries for the Ravens. I mean, they're just banged up.
And Pittsburgh has injuries too, but not as bad as the Ravens.
Not as bad as the Ravens. And also not as impactful, right? Like, the Ravens secondary is in big trouble. The Steelers, like, you play Mitch Trubisky, you play Kenny Pickett. I'm not sure it fucking matters.
Who got hurt, Evan? Do you remember? I'm almost positive their number 1 run defender, though, for Pittsburgh is hurt, and he's out for the next 4 or 5 weeks.
Cam Hayward.
It was a Cam Hayward, so obviously that's a big deal. Like, me and Chad would much rather have their best run defender against a team that wants to run the ball, but we're just gonna trust the number here and take it. And I feel like I'm happy it is our big balls bet of the week because of all our bets we're making. This one feels like the Jets last week, where it's like I know it's the right number, it's the right spot to take it, but it's really taken a lot for me to put the money down on it. It's just this Pittsburgh team is bad.
Yeah, no, they're not very good. They're not very good. That's what makes it so fun.